The answer is both. I think everyone was impacted by, the closures in schools, and the challenge is that things are still changing. The education world was, I think, rocked when school doors closed, and students really did lose all the routines, relationships, and resources that came with in-person schooling. Some of the research is literally just coming out now, and we're learning more about who is impacted. Obviously, those in lower income communities, as well as students maybe with more severe disabilities. I think news is that there really is a team of school professionals, teachers, administrators, school board officials, school psychologists who are focused and planned and monitoring this situation.
Well, does this sense of feeling behind tend to be different by age group? I know Dan tried to hammer in on that, but how does it differ between younger children? How are they impacted as compared to teenagers?
I think it feels differently based on, these sort of developmental milestones. And kindergartners need lots of play and socialization to learn. Second and third graders are working on reading and math skills. High school students are worried about college acceptance and curriculum and content. So it really does differ depending on the age.
Got it.
So then what does it mean for the actual school, right? Explain the process and within a classroom to get a student caught up again, because schools really have their work cut out for them, from the teachers all the way to the administrators.
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think what we want to guard against a little bit is anticipatory anxiety, just worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. We certainly do not want to put any additional pressure on students as they return to school. It is going to take time, just like there was, a conversation about a loss of learning that we're having. It's going to take time to, I think, make those gains. So really, some patience, I think, is certainly one thing that I would ask of everybody who's listening. But schools are going to be using a framework called, multi-tiered systems of support. And it's essentially looking at universally, how was the impact for the entire school or for the entire grade, and what changes need to be made to address the large group of students. And then those that aren't responding to any of those supports will look at targeted interventions for those students, and then ultimately all the way up to more intensive treatments that we apply to students that were most impacted.
So is there going to be a transitional period, if you will, for students? Because it's one thing to come back from summer vacation. It's another to come back from a pandemic where you've been off for over a year. And sometimes students just need just a little bit of guidance and transition before they're up to speed.
I would hope so, Betty. I think every school needs to do exactly what you just said, which is just recognize the anxiety, the trauma that's existed over the last 2 years, and just be patient with that return back to school.
Yeah, and perhaps just let them have a day or two to reunite with their friends, right? Because teachers are going to be like, hey, stop talking, but you haven't seen each other for quite some time. So it's like that grace period of, we're not going to give you detention.
Get acclimated again.
Dr. Faustino, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.